Hi, it's Pastor Paul L. Anderson here at the Fountain of Raleigh Fellowship, where we believe God's blessings never stop flowing. It is Saturday, Satisfaction Saturday. We thank God for all the wonderful ways He's blessed us and kept us and forever holds us in His loving care. Today, I need to do a personal shout out to my nephew, Stephen, and his lovely wife, Samira. Happy wedding anniversary to you. It is awesome how God is doing wonderful things in your lives, and we're just so grateful how God is blessing you. Today, I invite you all to look with me into Luke's Gospel, the 11th chapter, verses 53 through the 12th chapter, verse 3. A very powerful message that Jesus is leaving with all of those teachers of religious law and the Pharisees who tried to provoke him by asking him all of these questions. Well, they've tried to entangle Jesus. They tried to trap him up and saying something that they can use something against him. Well, don't you know that they always tried to get Jesus, but Jesus could not be gotten because he was God wrapped up in human flesh. And so what Jesus does, he warns them of their hypocrisy. He says, it is amazing how you want to remind me of stuff, how you want to catch me in stuff. But guess what? You are the ones who have entrapped your own self. You are the ones who go about ritualistic practices, but your hearts are so far from it. Jesus actually calls them what they are. He calls them hypocrites. You know, we live in a world today that oftentimes we forget that the word hypocrisy is the word that possibly personifies what we have seen in so many people, places, institutions, and governments. We find so much hypocrisy in our world today that people believe that laws and things that are done applies to everyone else but them. But Jesus tells them, he says, beware of the yeast of the Pharisees because they are hypocrites. Well, yeast is something that you put within bread that causes it to rise. Well, you see, they oftentimes try to make themselves rise up to be bigger and better than everybody else. But the truth be told, they didn't have the right stuff on the inside. You know, they find themselves being hypocritical about so many things. They cover up all of their deeds that are not done in the way in which they should be. They want to hide all their secrets. But Jesus lets them know there's nothing that you try to hide in the dark that's going to come to light. He reminds us, whatever you do behind closed doors, everybody will see clear and open to the public. You know, we live in a day and an age that we frequently try to hide those things that reveals who we really are. And we try to focus and highlight on others to show how bad people are, to show how political parties are, to show how certain people of certain echelons are so bad. But we ourselves are not any better. We must remind ourselves that God will examine us based upon what we do and based upon our heart. This text begins to remind us that we should be the real thing. Let's not be hypocrites. Let's not criticize and talk about someone else when we know that we are guilty of the very same thing. Jesus reminds us, and Jesus tells us very clearly, don't be like these people. The people who have a public open showing, but you find out that they are really not the real thing. They're covered up. They have a facade. Have you ever seen a brick facade of a house? It's a house that the front side of it appears to be brick, but you find out that the rest of it is not made of the same stuff. Many times you and I, we try to front to be something that we are not. But the text tells us, beware, because God is always watching us. And we need to make sure that we do what God has called us to do. That is to walk in the light as He is in the light, that everybody might know and see the works that we do, that they're the works of God and they are good works. May God bless you. May heaven smile upon you. Always know you're exceedingly and abundantly blessed. God has a great blessing in store for you in this year of 20 and 23, and it will be bigger and better than you ever thought it would be. I want to remind you, take the Lord with you everywhere you go. And we hope that you will allow the Lord to bring you and you'll take Him with you as you join us on Sunday morning at the Fountain of Raleigh Fellowship at our 9:00 a.m. in-person live worship service. May the Lord bless you. May heaven smile upon you. We're saving your seat, and we'll look forward to seeing you tomorrow morning.
To sow a seed to the Fountain of Raleigh Fellowship, visit our newly redesigned website, thefountainofraleigh.org, and select Sow a Seed from the homepage. Also, giving has been made easier with the new Fountain of Raleigh app, available now in the Apple App Store and Google Play Store. Download today, select Giving from the main menu, and then follow the directions to complete your giving through Subsplash.
Thank you so very much for all of your gifts and donations that you've given to the Fountain of Raleigh Fellowship. We thank you for what you've done in the past, what you're currently doing, and what you will do in the future. Your gifts and donations helps us to spread the gospel of Jesus Christ, not only locally, but throughout the world. Thank you again for your gifts, and may God continue to richly bless you. It is here at the Fountain that we believe that we are exceedingly and abundantly blessed, and may you receive those blessings that God has in store for you.